Hey all, it's Cypher and welcome back to another Outerplane video. Hope you're doing great. Happy Monday to you all. It's kind of early in the morning. It's just kind of super early, so pardon me if my words get twisted a bit because I'm currently in the office, right? I'm currently in the office. Just had a meeting. Got the patch update. Was expecting something big, but it's a lot of new content. But honestly, nothing that we wanted. I've already talked about my feelings towards the game right now because honestly, I don't feel as much motivated to play the game, honestly, because it feels like the developers themselves are trying to, kill the game itself. It's kind of funny because, as a former Disliked player, which is another game that I covered extensively on the channel, I really thought that the next game that I'd go on to would be much better, and sadly, it seems like the curse of Disliked is coming on Outerplane itself. So essentially what the devs at Lilith did, they essentially made weird changes which negatively impacted the game, and they were never answerable to the players. It's kind of like the approach you take in life, right? So when you're doing something selfish and people are going to question it, and what's the best way to deal with it? Just simply avoid it, and that's what they are doing itself. It looks like they're not ready to answer at all to the players about the mileage changes. Well, not the mileage changes, the ticket changes and the ether nerfs, which of course impacts mileage as well. I've already done my summons. We got like 160 free summons, which is quite a lot, honestly. And it would be totally fine if the free summons that we got were not part of the mileage, but taking away the normal tickets mileage policy, it's just bad. It's unacceptable. It's kind of cringe. Also, I got like 2-3 stars in 160 summons, so my summons themselves were horrible, man. Imagine if 160 summons were went into mileage. I would at least have 160 mileage for the next hero, but now I have none. I have not mileage. I don't have the good heroes, so it's kind of a lost situation, right? And that's the problem with the system. That's the only problem. Of course, the ether nerfs are something to talk about as well, because Demiurge Drokan, she requires a lot of ether to summon, plus the currency that they're giving for Demiurge heroes, it's also nerfed. It's not gonna give you mileage, so into like pretty much an average of 5. Like, I have no motivation to honestly support them financially at all. Of course, I'm not gonna do that because it feels like this thing will repeat itself because it never stops. This attitude, fuck the players, we're just gonna take care of ourselves, it's gonna repeat. It happened with Disliked. I was one of the first people to rip out our Disliked Lilith for doing the negative changes, and look at where the game is now. They have simply made it into an idle game, quite literally, right? I'm not gonna get too ham because I've already went pretty ham on them in the past video, so I just want to make it into a light, short update notice what it is. I don't want to talk about it more, but also I'm not gonna gaslight you all, those of you are watching and you're still interested into playing the game. I'm not gonna gaslight you into not into boycotting this game or not spending. It's your wish, it's your money, honestly it's your opinion. If you think this game is worth it, just spend it. Honestly, like, I think the base game, the core game itself is super good, but it's just the management that I'm not happy with, right? This is management, and it's my personal choice, it's my personal opinion. Anyways, this is the 5th of December update. It's quite literally 14 days, 2 weeks after the Half Annie update, and there's a lot of new content, specifically content coming with update, right? First of all, we all know the arena changes. We kind of already read it in the dev notes, in the patch notes, so there's nothing really to commentate about. There's also some good changes coming to arena draw match rewards, which is, it's pretty niche. Honestly, getting draws in arena is pretty niche, so I'm not gonna go into it. 1 3-star hero balance adjustments. It's the Aste. The Demi Aste is getting changed. So before when she died, she got like 50% pyro up after resurrection. Now she's gonna get 80% pyro up after resurrection. Super cool. It's gonna help her get an instant turn almost, right? So earlier there was chance she could get cut by speedy heroes, but now there's almost like a 90% chance she will definitely get a turn, right? Unless she's like a slowpoke, quite literally. So we're also getting no new heroes for change, which is, I think, fantastic. Again, with the mileage change, the ticket nerfs and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like getting heroes is just gonna be all God's luck now. There's no mileage, quite literally, or even if there is, but there's no tickets to build it up. So you essentially have to debate whether you want to spend your ether into getting heroes, or you want to spend your ether into getting the Demiurge units, which significantly cost more. And keeping my ether is nerfed. So anyways, I'm not gonna go into that cycle. We all know we are fucked, so we're not gonna go back into it. The heroes are actually pretty good tomorrow. I think tomorrow's solid hero, even Stella. Bro, this banner is super lit for RTA players. For those of you who do not know, RTA is probably coming out with the next patch, which is supposedly around 2 weeks later. So that's on like 19th, right? Yeah, 19th of December is probably when you're getting RTA, or at least a first draft of an RTA, right? So I think these guys are giving you a chance to prepare for it. Stella is honestly super good. Her cleanse is super good. She is also used heavily with Lila, Demi Stella, because of her AoE counters. Super good champ overall. Tamara, again, a playmaker. She's kind of fallen in utility because of immunity sets, but you know, when there's no immunity, she's still super good. She can cuck Leos, cuck Mayonnaise, cuck Demiaste, pretty much cuck everybody. But again, her biggest counter is immunity, so yeah. There's that. We also having Jokan's drop banner, which is kind of crazy because Jokan was literally a new hero. So she was like 1 month ago, she was like a new hero, and now we're getting a repeat banner for her. I think she's super good for PvE, but that's it. She's kind of a niche boss killer. She doesn't have anything special in terms of a kit when it comes to PvP. So for those of you who are interested in RTA, I would probably avoid her and spend your tickets on Tamara or Stella, right? Stella, again, Stella is one of the first OG heroes, and she's getting her first banner, which is kind of crazy. I never thought they would actually provide a banner for Stella. I thought they would just keep her like a RNG hero. Lucky if you get it. If you don't, well, good luck, you know. Keep trying. Anyways, when it comes to new content, we're getting Elemental Tower, which is a new challenge content. I think we all have these kind of towers in every single turn-based game. I think the concept is super simple and I like it. So there's going to be 3 different towers: Earth, Water, and Fire. Each tower is going to have 50 floors. Players can enter after clearing Skyward Tower 15th floor. So the normal difficulty Skyward Tower, just clear the 15th floor and you'll be eligible to, you know, get entry into this new Elemental Tower. Players can enter 5 times a day. There are no separate counts for each element. So there are a total of 5 entry counts to enter any of the elemental towers. So that's something to keep in mind. So essentially, you can use these 5 times on any elemental tower, but they're going to count as an overall entity. So for example, if you burn 2 tries in the Earth Tower, you're only going to be left with 3 tries, right? So you can burn the rest of the tries in either Earth, Water, or Fire Tower. But in total, you'll be only given 5 times or 5 tries. In Elemental Tower, only the heroes of the element of each tower can enter. I think it's pretty simple, and that's the basic strategic proposition of this game mode. Earth, only Earth heroes. Water Elemental Tower, only Water heroes. Fire Elemental Tower, only Fire heroes, right? Simple concept. Debuff, this is a new mechanic, right? A debuff is inflicted on the monsters in Elemental Tower based on the day of the week. The Elemental Tower inflicted debuffs changes based on the day of the week, and the applied debuff is the same regardless of the element of the towers. So they say that there's a debuff, a unique debuff, which is implemented on the enemies in these towers, and this debuff is going to change depending on the day itself. And on Sunday, it's going to be applied to all elements. So I think Sunday is going to be the best day, you know, to farm pretty much every element. The rest of the days are going to be more suited for a certain particular element. So for example, Monday, you know, you should probably try to burn your 5 tries on the Earth Elemental boss. On Tuesday, Water is the go-to dungeon. Fire, and again on Wednesday, and you know, it repeats itself. I think this is a great change, but again, it really depends on what kind of a debuff is applied, because you know, debuffs, again, they don't mention exactly which debuffs are there, so we kind of have to look into it when the patch actually goes live, right? Also, it might be handy to mention that this is a one-time thing, and this tower's progress will not reset. So it's not like Skyward Tower normal, which resets after every month. It's only a one-time thing, right? So also, we're getting new 15 floors of Skyward Tower hard difficulty, and they don't say exactly which rewards we're gonna get, but they do say grunites, transistones, and etc. What's a grunite? I have no clue what's a grunite. Probably something new, I don't know. Or maybe I'm forgetting. Holy shit, what's a grunite, bro? What's a grunite? Wait, is it something which... No, because there's two types of transistones, right? There's an overall one, and there's an individual one. I'm legitimately forgetting what a grunite is. Holy shit. Okay, I'm super out of touch with apparently Outerplane's crafting system. Anyways, you're also getting new special request identification dungeon for light elemental be added. There's a lot of new sets here, and each of them looks super good. But I think the main question is, what's the main stat gonna be on the accessories and the weapons? I mean, weapons is pretty much the same, but it's really gonna depend on accessories. If it's going to be something, you know, pretty basic, such as health percent, attack percent, it might just not be that lucrative. Or maybe, you know, if it's effectiveness or resistance or something like that, it's not going to be that lucrative to farm this dungeon, right? Again, it's going to be the same as the Dark One. It's going to have 10 stages of difficulty. Let's take a look at some of the categories, right? The weapons and the accessories. So for weapon, Striker, when at max health, increases damage dealt to enemies. Okay, Defender has an N% chance for negative 15 action points to target when attacking. Healer has an N% chance to reduce all skill cooldowns by 1 turn when using a basic attack. Bro, what? Damn, this could be super good for Mayne. Super good, because she has a long ass S3, the revive skill, right? Mages increases damage dealt of the basic attacks. Excluding bursts. What's a good mage? Which can, I think pretty much all mages can benefit from this, right? Probably Demiaste the most. I don't know. Rangers has an N% chance to grant an extra turn when using a single target skill. This is kind of like a soft Valentine rune, right? In Summon as well, we have a fixed chance to grant extra turn. I think this is kind of like that. Could be super good with, I don't know, what's the ranger that does single targets. Valentine, pretty much every ranger's basic attack, right? Notia could be super good. For accessories, Strikers, damage dealt increases, just simply increases. Great, excluding critical hits. Okay, so Rona will not be able to make use of this, sadly. Whatever. Even if the Rona, I mean, Rona is not relevant at all, even now. I tried to, you know, build her and she's dog shit. So, yeah, whatever they did with Rona, well, just forget it. Yeah, they didn't buff her. Technically, they did, but she feels not buffed. She feels, you know, the exact level of useless she was before. Defender has an N% chance to grant a barrier for 1 turn at the start of battle. Could be super good. Could be, I mean, decent. On healers, inflicts reduced critical damage on the enemy team for 1 turn. Nah, this is bad. This is bad. Why would he choose this over Resurrection? Mage grants a barrier to the costume and hits. Again, why would you want to? It's kind of like Chatty, right? From Epic 7, the artifact. But again, yeah, no thanks. I think mages are super squishy anyways. You don't want to waste this on your survivability, right? Because you're not going to survive probably. Rangers increases damage dealt in PvP content. Interesting. Okay, this one is kind of... what? Okay, so this one kind of looks like an RTA. RTA accessory. Looks pretty bad. I mean, looks pretty good, sorry. This one is the only one which is kind of interesting, right? The rest of them are pretty average, I would say. I mean, the ranger ones, both of them are pretty good, right? Both of the ranger accessories and the weapon, they look super good, man. It's finally some love getting thrown to rangers, although they're like a most broken category in RTA. Valentine, Tamara, Notia, crazy cancer, right? We're also getting this Reaper and the Gangster Wind dungeons permanently available, which I mean, it's great for new players because you're getting lots of pieces for Eternal and Valentine. Both the heroes are super good for early game content clear, you know, PvE. Even for PvP, Valentine is super good. Just a super great supporter for your DPS, your main DPS. Eternal, again, Chimera Queen. Even Valentine, both of them, you know, combined are like kind of Chimera duos. So for new players, this is a super good addition, right? You can see the rewards are pretty much the same, except the tickets are getting changed to event tickets. quote-unquote event. Both kind of tickets are getting changed to event tickets. The rest of the things are pretty much remaining the same, so you can get 40 pieces of Eternal, 40 pieces of Valentine in a one-off deal for 200 of this event currency. Cool, super cool. Also getting rest of the new packs, not gonna cover them. Yeah, some of the changes, some error fixes, a lot of error fixes actually, and there's that. That's pretty much the patch. That's everything we're getting. So all in all, I'd say this patch was pretty decent right now. I never complain about the patches because the new content that they add, I think it's splendid. It's something to comment about because the amount of dungeons these guys have added, although they feel irrelevant at times, you know, some of the dungeons do feel irrelevant, but at least they're adding new content to clear all the time. Honestly, if they replied to the fiasco that was made in half anniversary, I'd be much supportive of the game, but as it is, you know, we all in for the long ride. I'm still sticking for the RTA because RTA again is my passion, and I primarily played Outerplane for RTA, so we're gonna see how it goes, right? We're gonna see how it goes. Till then, do let me know your own thoughts about this update. Do you think they missed something here, or is the update totally fine? Do let me know your own opinions, right? And yeah, till then, I'll see you later. Peace out.